Welcome back to Farthest Frontier version 1. Our city is definitely growing. Look at this, we've crossed the 250 people. Most of them are also educated, they have tools. We're doing great, We have over here great production of chicken too. And we have a town hall at level 3. Or tier 3 to be precise. Next one is gonna be at 400 people, so definitely need more. We have also upgraded most of my houses. Look at this, they are all upgraded to the tier 3, the large house. There's maybe one or two on this side that are still homestead, but most of them have been upgraded. We have also at the, just now did a research over here, let me show you. That is called market forces. You do need to finish taxation first before you can get there. But this is going to unlock an improvement, an upgrade of the market. With this, you can obviously use a bit of money, use a bit of bricks too. So it's a good thing we started to make some bricks, but this is going to do a lot. First, we're gonna have one more marketer so we can stockpile better. We're gonna get more money. We're gonna get a larger area, and this is a really important one. We're gonna get more desirability, reduce rate of food spoilage, and increase durability. So really, really powerful, right? There's a lot of things here. So I'm gonna do it, right? It's gonna cost a bit, as I said, and this way after it, what we'll probably do is also start reworking this area to be a bit more efficient, right? To make it kind of a very clean organization. On the other hand, I think we're gonna start also reworking on this side for the rest. I also want to make sure that we start a paper production. So let's enable this. It's gonna cost some planks, some clay we've already delivered, and a bit of bricks. We have some bricks, so should be fine. I think I did reduce here to 1. Maybe let's put a second one. Now that we're gonna start using a lot of bricks, this could be a problem. So yes, we want to get more knowledge points or more paper to have a faster production of knowledge points over here. We may also want to put more people there. Let's see how quickly that that reduces obviously the number of months. I know we don't have. Oh, what? Mine is empty. Oh, that's bad. This mine over here is empty. Okay, so we finish this sand mine. We need to find another sand mine then ASAP. We need to find another sand mine ASAP. So let's see where. And one thing we can do is actually just. Oh no, we cannot relocate that one. Okay, so let's try to just build a different one. Resource sand pit, because this is going to show us where there is sand. I don't see any so far. That's not great. That's not great. I know there is an infinite sand mine over here, but that requires something we don't have yet. Okay. Not great. Not great. We're gonna have to expand, discover a bit more the world. So let's send some other people to discover. And this is, by the way, definitely the time where we need to start expanding our city, having different corners for different things, etc. So that's a bit what I'm doing too. Okay. So I guess we're gonna need to wait a bit. The good thing is I know I have tons of sand. We have 800 of sand, and I'm actually not really using it right now, so not a big problem. But a big problem for the long term, for sure. Okay, so let's put way more people over here now to reduce the time. Great. This is also starting perfect. So we're gonna use a bit of flax fiber and a bit of water. We have both of those things here, so it shouldn't be a problem to start making paper. I don't know if we're making enough paper, but hopefully this will help over here. Right, we can see if we start having some reserves or not. Oh, somebody died by a predator. Oh, because they were trying to, discover new things. Okay, well, that happens. That happens. Lead market is almost done. Let's see it. Here it is. So it also looks different. And yeah, I mean, It's hard to show you, but I think, you know, you can see that this is a lot smaller. If I go over here, amenities, market, right? This used to be the range. Now the range is a bit bigger. And in particular now, that means we have a lot of the range that is in our industrial section. So we're going to try to change this. And we're going to try to move it a bit more, I think, over here. Actually, maybe we move everything there. Now that we don't have the raiders over here, maybe we move it a bit more here and there. And we have space that is, you know, not used on this side. We're gonna do the same, by the way, on the other market over here. And we have also almost finished a large statue here. I'm gonna need to move a lot of things though, to be honest. So I'm gonna do that offline because moving all of those things definitely will take time. By the way, even some of these decorations can be upgraded. Like the small garden trail over here can be upgraded with a bit of bricks and gold. So keep that in mind. But yeah, let me work on reorganizing this a bit. Hopefully also seeing soon some paper being produced. Here it is. We've produced the first 4 paper. So let's wait for them to be delivered. Right now they're in the storage. Let's see, maybe this person is coming for them. Yes or not? Because it still says in storage. Let's see if he's going over here. He is going over there. And it is, we have 4. So instead of, I think it was 8 months, we've decreased to 5 months to our next discovery. So definitely a good thing. Let's put one more over here though. I think this was probably not enough to keep going. Okay. I also still want to get some goats and some... Oh, my population of cows, look at this. It's at 6 now. Every year we're getting 1 basically. So that's great. That's great. That means I may not need to buy any soon. And that also means probably we start having more reserves of dairy. Yes, I see some dairies over here. 240. So we can transform it into cheese soon. Not gonna lie, ladies and gents, a bit of time has passed, but look at this magnificent city. Using the kind of expanded scope of 1 market square, right, we can put all of them into one. So I've put the second one over here, but it's empty. And it's actually even more houses than what we had before. Plus, I think we can add a few more over here, one over there, if and when we need to. But right now, we're already almost at 400 people. So that's good. We're gonna stop here a bit and make sure we expand our food production. The second thing I've done, obviously, is to put, you know, a lot of the newer decorations, right? There's still a few old ones, but there's a lot of newer ones. We have the services in the middle over here. We've also improved a couple of things. For example, the festival pole has been upgraded to a paved one. So really happy there. And most importantly, we've started to put some defenses. We have some stone gates. We have some fortified walls, and you know, starting to put more and more of the towers. So we're gonna put 2 over here. There's 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. Obviously, I haven't closed on the other side. Not that we couldn't. I could close here and still have a second city over here. I'm gonna want to close also on this side. And speaking of closing, we have also done on this side the closure with fences of all of my farms. So even if there are animals over here, for example, they cannot go in. You know, there is fences all around. So you put a couple of fences gates, right, with roads. Same for your actual gates, and then you have all of these. We also have way more. Instead of 4, I have now 8. And just, you know, this year, this is the year where they're getting to 0. So this one is going to also start. So yeah, we're gonna have 8 of these over here. I've also expanded on the arborist. They used to be over here, you may remember. Now they've moved on this side, and we have 2 of them. So hopefully making even more woods than before, because they have quite a bit of space. The apiaries are in the middle there. I did put also another compost yard because the other one was starting to get full, and also because we need compost, like we need to deal with the compost of my cows and of my goats, because yes, on top of all of the chickens that are still on this side. Maybe we'll move them at some point, but for now they're still there. We have now another fence, so you can see two fences. There's the fence for all of the farms, and then another fence on this side with, by the way, a road, like a diagonal road, because everything, including, you know, those fences, gates, you can put them diagonal. You press tab and it is diagonal. So we have diagonal road over here that goes into my barn for all of the cows. We got to 9 cows now. Actually, let's go to 10 with a birth rate of 4 if you have 6 people working there. If you have less people working there, you're not gonna get to a very high birth rate. But with this, we're making now more milk, but also starting to make some meat and pelt. Alright, we have next to it also over here, same for goats. I forgot to put 4 people here, and you'll see right away it is. The birth rate has increased by a lot. They are eating on this side, right? So all good there. I have put 2 things so far over here. One is a root cellar. We should probably upgrade it, and also once it's upgraded, I'll make sure that it only gets, you know, normal meat, milk, hay, those type of things. Put a rat catcher too, because we're starting to get problems of rats on this side. But that's not enough, right? We're gonna need to probably put something for the hay, and this is also where we can put a small corner to transform our milk into something else once we unlock it, because I actually haven't unlocked it. We did get several technology points, of course, but I used them in particular over here to get to the stone walls. I had to put 2 here plus 1 there. I also just use some over here metallurgy, so that we're gonna unlock the quarry in a second. I'll show you why. And yeah, I think we did also the forester on this side with the sustainable forestry, so I'll show you that in a second. But great organization basically of my food on this side, fruits over here. And what I'm thinking is that when we unlock the wheat, we can make these ones focus on wheat, and we can do the bread on this side. We may want to put that though inside some walls, right? Because the raiders may want to attack. Obviously, we have been attacked from time to time, so that's why I have some death over here. But otherwise, not, you know, it's not like they have destroyed my city or anything. As I said, I have upgraded the war camp to forester camp. So now they are, you know, planting. Actually, I think we're not planting enough, so I'm gonna plant more and yeah, you know, then get wood. But look at this wood, we have tons of wood, so that's not the problem. The problem is stone, because there is not a lot of stone deposit. I mean, there's still some. You can see, for example, over here there's a couple. Okay, so I'm gonna go get them, but most of them are too far now. You know, there is no more over here, over there, etc. And especially for all of the walls, I need some stone, but also for just basic stuff like over here a well, right? So I need stone, and to make it infinite, right, we need to create a quarry. And this is why, again, right now we're trying to get to this research over here, which needed both this over there and metallurgy. So we're getting there. In actually 1 month we'll unlock it, and then we'll be able to get kind of unlimited stone, right? So for example, I think there was one over here. Oh no, this is iron, but there is one here that is unlimited or deep. This is the stone, deep stone deposit, right? So let's keep that in mind. On this side, I haven't really made any changes yet, except I moved this one closer to the paper mill, so it was easier to deliver from one to the other. We built a second graveyard because the first one was full. I didn't actually start to move this. I think we will basically move it probably somewhere over here and make some nice defenses around. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. So let me do indeed the stone, and I'll see you in a minute. It is, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick check. So I built the quarry over here on top of this infinite deposit, so we know it's gonna be there forever, which is why I put next to it a stockyard where I unlocked everything except, or I locked, sorry, everything except the stone and the barrels. And actually barrels won't even be needed, so let's tag that out. We can upgrade it in the future, but this is already basically 1,500. So that's a good number of stone. I'm trying to basically start to specialize also each of the storage to the right thing. We have also almost finished on this side. And see, this is working really well. Over here we have 2 barns for the livestock of cows. There are 10, so they're producing some meat. Then the meat goes over here to be smoked with a bit of firewood. And then in the back here we have the goats too, all grazing on this side here. Then we have a couple of things over here. First one here is a large depot that is for the fodder. So things like the hay or the root vegetables, this is what they can use as fodder. You can see over here, for example. I did also put a limit. I said, this one put 500 max. Here, this one put 50 max. So we know we're going to have a bit of mix of everything. And then we have the brick cellar over here, which is the improvement of, the root cellar with the other thing. So the normal meat, the smoked meat, but I put a limit on it, 1,000, which actually may be too much. Maybe we're going to even decrease below 1,000. And then I say you can also have some milk with a limit on it, and there will be cheese. And I also need to put a limit on it, otherwise we'll have a problem. And a couple of barrels, which will help in the future, right, for the spoilage. And then last but not least, in the middle here, we have a rat catcher, which is supporting here, but actually also supporting another brick root cellar, which is focused on the fruit that comes from both of these, right? So that way we're storing it. In the future, we can turn it also into preserves or jam if you wish, but for now, that's what it is. Then the first deposit that we had over here of clay is actually empty. So we can delete that, it's not useful anymore. And I use a second one that is over here, which is not huge either. It's only around 1,000, but that should help us for now. I built next to it a large stockyard. So the improvement of the stockyard, where I say you can have a bit of clay, 500. You can have a bit of coal, 300. And then you can have a bit of, actually this is not even needed. Sorry, let's take that out. And then the rest will be bricks, because it's just next door. We're going to make the bricks. So you have the clay, it goes over here into the storage. Somebody brings a bit of coal and we make the brick with it. So that's the idea. Again, it's not this one actually a permanent thing, but we can move buildings, so that's not a problem. I do think I'm going to move the chickens over here, because that way we'll have sort of all of those foods together. And I just unlock the production of wheat. We have wheat and we have rye over here. So we're going to want to transform these, right? There's also actually a problem, an infestation. And with this, with unlocking the wheat, that means we've also unlocked all over here the windmill. So we're going to transform this into flour, and then with a bit of water and some I forgot what it's called, some firewood, we can then transform it to bread, which is kind of one of the ultimate food, right? But the idea is also to try to have all types of food anyway. So that's what I'm going to do somewhere over here. Now for the city, I've basically kind of maxed out, as you can see, the range here of 1 market square. We're talking about 370 people. I think all of them are large houses. If you look over here, you will see, oh no, there is one homestead, okay. So I need to find it out. But yeah, and it's all inside, gates. I've put also gates on this side. I've put, different lookout towers. So this first corner of population is well protected. And the idea is then we can almost kind of copy this whole thing over here. And if we want it even over there, we have the space. So that is really good, progress. If we get attacked, it's gonna take them a while to go through those fortified walls. Speaking of which, I'm starting to also protect my important resource, starting with the gold, because we have 10,000 gold right now, it's crazy. So the gold is either in my vault, you can see in the vault here, there is 9,800, or there is also usually a lot of gold in the trading post. I mean, right now I don't have a lot, but we can send it. So these are the two things I would suggest to protect first. So that's what I've done over here. We have, fairly complex kind of protection, where if I'm a raider, I need to go basically through this road here, then I'm gonna arrive there, then I'm gonna need to go through this road, and then I'll have again another, gate or wall, right? Gate or wall. And that means also we can put a couple of lookout towers. For now I've put 2, but I could actually put way more, right? What is, forgot the button to go, what is the button already to move, well, anyway, so I can put, these towers all the way over here and do the same on this side. I'm going to put a second layer of wall here, second layer of wall in the back. And then I can do the same for another vault, because this is limited. So at some point we'll need a second vault, maybe a third vault. Then you can also start potentially protecting some other things, like you can have a lot of your advanced resource. I have actually put many of them already here. I have a cellar for my food on this side here. I have one large storage for a lot of my weapons and luxury goods, but you could also make some over here. And then we're gonna have to really make a very efficient, advanced, or heavy industry, which probably will be a lot on this side, because I have, as I said, the infinite stone over here. There is an infinite iron here. There is also tons of other iron, and hopefully we can find. Oh wow, I didn't see that one before. Okay, we have an infinite coal there too. So this is definitely going to become my kind of infinite. No, not infinite, sorry. This is going to become my heavy industry, like mining, etc. And it's not that far from the city. So that's good. That's good. We also will want, to start actually playing with the tier 3 buildings, because we haven't really done any of the tier 3, like the cheesemaker, the preservist or jam, which will require also new resources, right? We've done the bricks, but we haven't really done the other ones. We haven't done the furniture, we haven't done, the glass maker, the stables, brewery for beer, books. So all of these are new productions. Speaking of beer, I did build over here the pub, but the pub doesn't work if you don't have beer. So you can buy it, but right now I've just paused it. Ladies and gents, I have started to make some wheat. This was my first wheat. I'm gonna make a bit more. We're gonna make flax too. And this is going over here. You can see the wheat can go into this granary. Then this is going to go into windmill. Actually, I have built 2, but I think we're gonna pause one right now. 2 is definitely overkill probably at this point. But there is some wheat or grain over here. It goes into the windmill to be transformed into flour. Already produce a lot. Crazy. Oh, I forgot the rat catcher. Then it's going to go into the bakery using 2 other things, using the water and the firewood, which is what we have an improved well, and we have a large depot just with firewood. This is the only thing that can go there. And the other reason I put one like this is, frankly, I don't mind having a huge reserve of firewood not so far from the city. I don't know where I'm gonna make firewood yet, but having a reserve very close is a good idea. And yeah, that's going to produce, a lot of bread, and then this bread can be in the brick cellar there. And this is perfect over here. We have the space for another rat catcher on this side here. Right? I have put also, a lot of walls and gates around, because these things are super expensive. These things have heavy tools. They tend to attack things that have heavy tools. It costs a lot. And I have also space here for some towers. Also a tower probably over here. So that's why I left a bit of space. But yeah, it is, ladies and gents, we have basically completed phase 1 of the reorganization of the city. We have a perfect kind of quadrant here of population with their services, etc. As you can see, they're pretty happy, right? They're getting a lot of different things. And they are all large houses with actually pretty high desirability for most of them. Next episode, we'll probably build a second one on this side here. Then second, we have, put also walls around our vault and our trading post. I just realized there is no gate here. but there is gates, right? It's just there is not a third gate type of thing, because there's already a gate here, there's already a gate there. But anyway, so we covered where I have my gold, right? Because we're starting to have quite a bit of gold. And we have reorganized the food production too. And we have 8 farms now, so 21 months of food. As you can see, this is huge. We have over here on this side the cattle, like the cows, etc. We have 2 over here of arborist buildings, so fruits, and then we have the chickens, 2 chickens on this side here. So huge production of food. In the next episode, as I said, I think we're gonna continue with a second part over here to really get our population probably to 400, because 400 is what we need to upgrade to the next tier. But we're also gonna need a trade center, which is the improvement of the trade that I have, and the theater. So we're gonna definitely build those 2. We will also need to continue reorganizing more the production chains over here. And most importantly, I think we need to start having a real big army, because they're starting to attack with a lot. I didn't put it on camera this time, I'll put it on the next episode, but they attack with some rams. So even, you know, a gate like this can be destroyed with rams. So you need to be careful. I think we are making enough money at this point that we can have a standing army, especially if we add over here another one like this. I think we'll make enough money. But yeah, here it is, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you next time.